social media dominates the way in which we connect with one another. With the average UK social media user giving up 110 minutes a day to go online, it just goes to show that our use of it is now part of everyday life. But what is beginning to draw a lot of people's attention is the way in which we interact with one another online, and in recent times, the term internet troll comes up again and again. An internet troll is an individual that creates discord by posting inflammatory messages in an online community, and social media is the breeding ground for these trolls. With 1 in 4 people having experienced abuse online, the fight isn't over yet. With highly publicised fights for justice by the likes of Katie Price and many more celebrities who are now at breaking point.
Trolls hiding behind a keyboard. Enough.
Throughout my journey, I will be meeting with K-pop star Oli London.
These people that troll them are guilty of killing them.
And a young woman named Lia.
Every single day I have their comments in my head.
I want to delve into their stories and find out firsthand exactly what happens when you are the victim of online abuse, and ultimately to come face to face with an online troll myself.
Maybe if they don't want comments, maybe they should just get off social media. I'm not forcing them to read it.
My name is Ellisha-Jade. In 2017, I starred on Love Island, and from that point on, the way in which people interacted with me online changed forever. Being a victim of online trolling, I know firsthand the effects it can have, and so I want to find out just how far these trolls are willing to go, and what effect this is having on their victims. With online bullying rising by 88% in the last 5 years, and these shocking figures showing no sign of slowing down, I'm on a journey to understand how and why this is happening. I've been in the position after a moment in the spotlight of receiving hate online, and I've seen the devastating effects it's had on some of my Love Island colleagues. The heartbreaking stories of Sophie and Mike, and the most recent and most shocking, Caroline Flack. After the devastating news of Caroline's death, this journey is important now more than ever. To begin my journey, I've found the socials of Oli London. Oli is known worldwide for his obsession with the Korean aesthetic. He has spent hundreds of thousands of pounds to change the way he looks and to look more like his K-pop idol, Jimin. I reached out to Oli in the hope that he would be willing to talk to me about the abuse he receives online. I've seen some of the comments Oli has received, but I wanted to hear his story firsthand. Mainly for you, when did the trolling start?
I revealed to the world, my love of K-pop, my love of BTS, and my love of Jimin, and it all kind of started from there. At first, it was quite a lot of positivity, and the negativity I wasn't really paying attention to. It's unheard of for a European artist to make K-pop music, so I was doing something that's very different, very unusual, and I just got so much hate. People were being very personal. They were like, "You look disgusting. You should go die. You're not a K-pop artist."
Did it take a toll on how you felt around other people and around new people?
Originally, I started getting plastic surgery to boost my confidence to look better. I used to be very sociable, I used to have a lot of friends, and now I've kind of cut my friends down to 5 very close friends, and I don't go out, I don't go to events. If I go out, I'm always wearing a hat and a hoodie just so people don't see me, because I don't know, I don't like being around crowds and stuff, and I feel very anxious. Yeah, I'm a very confident person, but at an event I feel anxious because I'm thinking, oh, people look at me and they think, oh, it's that plastic surgery guy.
Can you show me some of them?
Yeah, I can show you some tweets. One person is saying, how is he even on the damn charts? His music makes me want to kill myself. Can we please collectively kill Oli London?
Oh my God.
And that tweet I actually reported to Twitter and they declined to delete it. I mean, I always try to avoid trolls. I don't like to respond to them. I don't think they deserve any recognition at all. And in the past, when I first started out on TV, I would respond to people. I've regretted it now, but sometimes these people, they can be so nasty, and some days you just snap.
Has it ever affected you in a way that it was kind of detrimental to your mental health and your well-being?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very thick-skinned. You have to kind of grow accustomed to this. I mean,
Which is sad that you kind of have to accept it these days. It just comes with the territory.
It's sad, you know, you shouldn't have to expect to receive death threats every day, hate messages, you know, every day. But unfortunately, I've grown accustomed to that, and it's very damaging to mental health. Sometimes it just gets too much. Like, I'll literally lie in the bath for 4 hours just reading tweets.
Yeah.
And I can't get out of the bath. It's almost like I'm paralyzed just from these messages. Like, I'm thinking, God, the world hates me.
Yeah.
Maybe I should stop doing what I'm doing and stuff. So I do get days like that I can't even get out of bed because of all the hate. But then I have other days where I'm like, you know, I'm so happy, my music's doing very well, I'm very happy with everything, and again, I listen to K-pop, I listen to BTS, and that always inspires me.
Yeah.
So there's always things like coping mechanisms and to bring me back and to realise, okay, this is why I'm doing it, because it makes me happy. So that would be my advice to people, is just please ignore, please block out the haters. I know if you're in the public eye, it's very hard because the comments seem like endless. So yeah, do your best to ignore it and just realise these people have nothing to do with your real life. They're not your friends, you don't know them. Why get so affected by them personally?
Meeting Oli today was both interesting but also at times really hard to digest. The fact that he's told on a daily basis that he should die, to go and kill himself, that people are planning to murder him. It just absolutely baffles me, and it repulses me that someone would think it's okay to say that to another person. Oli isn't trying to hurt anyone, he isn't a threat, he isn't posting anything mean or nasty about anyone else online, and yet these trolls think it's okay to attack and target him for doing something that he loves. It makes me wonder, whilst we see and hear about the celebrities online that get targeted, what about those that are outside of the spotlight, that are targeted for going about their daily lives, and what effect this has?
Hello, my name is Claire. How can we help?
I'm being targeted online and it's not stopping. They're telling me to kill myself.
Daily, helplines are receiving an influx of calls from people who feel there is just no way out.
I can't do this anymore. Why me?
Today, I'm on my way to meet Lia. Lia recently featured in a newspaper article about the abuse she received at the hands of online trolls. After only appearing in a short advert, she was subject to intense scrutiny. Lia's story stuck out for me, how a young woman, no different to many other individuals in society, could be the target of a vicious online hate campaign seems unimaginable.
Can you just explain to me when the trolling started, what the event was, and kind of what happened in the beginning?
The reason it started was because I appeared in a TV advert for John Lewis. I went in to be an extra and I thought I was just going to be in the background of the shot. It started with comments on my pictures, comments
on your personal social media?
On my Facebook. They would be writing to each other on their walls about me, and I would see it. And then it became a lot more personal. They would direct message me. They would comment on my pictures. They would write on my wall.
This advert, would you show me, or is that completely off the cards, or could you describe it to me just so I can kind of get an idea?
I'm actually happy to show you.
Please stop running. Bonjour. Could we turn that music down a little bit, please?
It's like I've gone back to that place because I know what that girl went through. Like, it was like a whole separate world, a whole separate life, a whole different person. Every single day I have their comments in my head.
Do you mind telling me what some of them are?
I've never shared it with anyone. I'm happy to. It was about my chin.
Okay.
So they used to call me Crimson Chin from, I think it was a cartoon character. And sorry, I've never spoken about this before.
Don't be sorry, you're gonna make me cry.
The chin thing I have never mentioned, but in every single selfie I take, I make sure that it doesn't look, it's not prominent, or it's not, it's not something I ever had an issue with until they pointed it out, and now it's all I see. Yeah. And this is eight years later. It's all I see every day. One of the comments that was made to me was that I was flat-chested, and I've had a boob job since. It was already an insecurity. I own a mirror. I know what I look like. You don't need to point it out.
How did you just feel generally as a person?
Broken.
Okay.
If I had to sum it up in one word, I wasn't myself.
Yeah.
I was in a very dark place. And the way that I reacted and the way that I dealt with my emotions was through self-harm. It was to feel, because I was so detached from everything that I was going through, that the pain, the physical pain I was putting myself through, distracted from the emotional pain that I was in. If I'd had a particularly bad day, or if I felt like somebody was laughing at me, or if I'd seen another comment, I just felt like I'd kind of deserved it.
So I know you run now as sort of one of your coping mechanisms, but also as one of your hobbies.
Yeah.
What else do you do to kind of alleviate the pressure?
So I have like an Instagram that's solely based on like running and my progress and training, and there's a whole running community on it, and it's fantastic. A lot of the time I'm sort of like going out and seeing my friends a lot more, especially recently, trying to really make an effort and not be so introverted. Running is my go-to thing, I think, if I had to pick one thing. Okay. But I do go to the gym a lot, and just trying not to think about things too much. I've been going to my old school and doing sort of talks there to the students and the girls, and it's lovely, and I love to share what happened to me, and that's why I'm just hoping that by sharing my story and that somebody seeing that somebody like me has got through what I went through, that it does actually get better, as cliche as it sounds. It does get better, and that you shouldn't give up, and that you should keep going, because there is a light at the end of the tunnel, I promise.
Meeting Lia, I was kind of apprehensive because I haven't met someone that's had it on such a personal level as she had. I think after meeting Lia and meeting Oli, and obviously them both having it in such different situations and having kind of different types of abuse, I really now just want to meet a troll, because I want to find out why they do it and where it comes from, and I genuinely want to know their motivations and whether they actually realise how much their actions hurt someone.
Currently in the UK, internet trolling as a whole has not yet been criminalised. And even with a rise in campaigning, we still see petitions rejected by government, and so more must be done. I've found an account online under the name Winter Warrior. The account appears to post threatening and aggressive comments, especially towards the appearances of those on our TV screens. After hearing the comments made about Oli and Lia, I decided to get in touch with the account, and to my surprise, they messaged me back, agreeing to meet me under the condition that we kept them anonymous. Today, we come face to face.
What do you think gives you the right to comment on someone else's appearance or tell them how cocky they should or shouldn't be?
Freedom of speech, simple as that. It's quite fun sometimes, especially when you do get a bit of a bite, as you can say, really. I think most people are smart enough to know when perhaps something should not be taken seriously. You know, there are a minority who perhaps may take it another way, but at the end of the day, that's their cross to bear.
Would you consider yourself a troll?
I really don't like it when the word trolled is used. I say, I'm not trolling, I'm commenting. It's completely different. Everything I post, it is reactionary. It will mainly be things, again, meant for humour, maybe poking fun at something. It's not like I spend all of my minutes of every single day messaging people, saying all these comments. I'm not doing it unprovoked. As I said, it's reactionary. It's just part of my day, really. It's almost like packing the dishwasher. Maybe if they don't want comments about anything they post, maybe they should get off social media. I'm not forcing them to read it.
I'm gonna show you a video now. It's from someone that I spoke to who this has happened to. I'll ask you some more afterwards.
But it was to feel something because I was so detached from everything that I was going through that the pain, the physical pain I was putting myself through, distracted from the emotional pain that I was in.
After watching that video, has your opinion changed?
I can't control what other people do. As sad as it is that she felt bad and went into a depression like that, maybe someone should have told her to go off social media.
Do you think after recent events, so kind of celebrities that have taken their own lives, do you feel any differently? Will it make you think any differently before you post a comment?
Well, celebrities maybe taking their lives, that's very different. I think there's plenty of other factors going on that. I think maybe lives of celebrity are maybe different. If they've killed themselves, that wouldn't be because of what maybe an individual like me saying, that would be because of the press or other factors. Or maybe they're just not satisfied with life in general. I wouldn't really know. I'm not a celebrity. So to answer that question, I probably wouldn't feel too differently about it. I don't think much responsibility can be put on me because of that.
Coming face to face with the troll for me was quite scary because obviously I have been the target of this before. It was quite a difficult thing to face because I wasn't sure what they were going to say or how they were going to react to my questions. So knowing that I've met them and they are completely how I thought they would be, they take no responsibility, they're not worried about anyone else, they don't see it in another way apart from themselves. It's even more apparent that he just doesn't understand the difference between what he's doing and the effect it has on people. The fact that he hates being called a troll, and even kind of that term made him more angry, which is probably the hardest part to take, I have to say. People aren't taking any responsibility for what they're saying.
This journey has pulled me in so many directions. I have cried and been angry at what these trolls have done, but I've also smiled for people like Oli and Lia.
These people have nothing to do with your real life. They're not your friends. You don't know them, so why get so affected by them personally?
You shouldn't give up and that you should keep going because there is a light at the end of the tunnel, I promise.
I wanted to find out exactly why these trolls do what they do and what impact it has on their victims. The sad truth is, this won't be over anytime soon. As it stands, an account gets blocked and another one is made. One person makes a comment and another person adds to it. As we speak, people like Lia and Oli are being told to kill themselves, told to die, and being purged online. This issue is difficult to solve and it will take time. However, what I ask from you is to be conscious about how you interact with people online and whether the comments you make could be doing to people what the trolls have done to those that we have met.